Hi everyone, Jennifer here, back with another edition of TV Talk. It's Friday, and that means it's My Little Pony Day. And this week's episode was A Little Piece of Magic. 4 baby ponies imagine the fun they'll have with a special red ball that once belonged to 2 of the little ponies. Okay, things I liked about this episode. There was actually a lot I liked about this episode. First off, unlike a lot of the My Little Pony episodes, this one focused on the baby ponies, particularly 4 of the baby ponies. Baby Ribbon, Baby Lofty, Baby Half Note, and Baby Tidally Winks. Most of the time, it's the more grown-up, it's the adult ponies who are the main focus of the episode, and sometimes we'll have like the baby ponies thrown in there as well. But this one was specifically on the younger ponies, the babies, and I did like that. We do have a couple of episodes that are like that as well. Second off, it really demonstrates the power of imagination, because a lot of the fun the babies were having was not necessarily with the actual little red ball, but with just imagining the fun they would have with the little red ball. And they each kind of imagined something different, and it just shows the power, like I stated before, it just shows the power of imagination and how it can be better than any other toy that a kid could have, because it's something that is unique to each child. Okay, things I didn't like about this episode. There really wasn't a lot I didn't like about this episode. It was really cute. It focused on 4 of the baby ponies, which you don't see very often. And again, it focused on how powerful imagination can be. It's short. It's a very short episode. It's only about 15 minutes long. But they get a lot in that 15 minutes, which gives it really makes up for the fact that it is a rather short episode. But you've also got to keep in mind that the 1980s My Little Pony episodes the show was 22 minutes, much like with Friendship is Magic, but unlike Friendship is Magic, where you had one episode for that 22 minutes. These, you had 2 15-minute episodes. And most of the time it was a part 1, part 2, or part 3, part 4, or whatever. But every once in a while you did get a short little 15-minute episode, or 2 short little 15-minute episodes in the 22 minutes. And this was one of them. And it's not bad because they actually get a lot into those 15 minutes, which is good. This My Little Pony was actually, I believe, created for a slightly younger audience than the later My Little Pony episodes. But they're still good. They're still very good. Okay, feel free to check out my related pony videos. my comment rules. Okay, rule number 1, no mean comments. Rule number 2, no bad or curse words in comments. Rule number 3, I'm not opposed to debates, but please keep them civil. And finally, rule number 4, please be respectful of me and each other. Okay, please leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. Also, feel free to follow me on Wattpad, Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitter. I do have my name for those 4 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note that all pictures seen within this video do belong to their respected artists. I own absolutely nothing. And the links for any sites mentioned in this video will be in the description section. Hey, YouTube subscribers! Any of my videos that cannot be found on YouTube are on my Facebook page. Facebook friends, basically the same deal. Any of my videos that cannot be found on Facebook are on my YouTube channel. And to anyone who's interested, you can feel free to check out my Facebook group, Fanfic Corner. I'd like to apologize for not posting a video in a while. Unfortunately, I had a lot of things come up and I just did not have the time. And unfortunately, when that happens, TV talk is the first thing that gets put on the back burner. Okay, please like and share if you're watching on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you're watching on YouTube. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.